welcome to episode 43 of the World of Screens podcast. On today's show, review for arguably the most anticipated film of the year, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Plus, we're going to dive into our top three Christopher Nolan films and go over last weekend at the Aussie box office. I'm Nick LaBarra, the founder and film editor at worldscreens.com, joined, as always, by the Rotten Tomatoes Golden Globes certified critic man from the AE Review, Mr. Peter Gray, Peter Gray, not Peter Gray. Hey, Pete. How are you?
Hi,
How are
Nick.
you today?
Wow. Like everyone's probably thinking, wow, you guys came back. And we're like, yep,
We did.
yep, we
We had
did.
there was a busy little
We had,
period we had
we
there
had
for a
a
couple of months.
we had I guess one of those things when like a band goes on hiatus and you're
Yeah,
like, you guys are never coming back. Like, well, we are.
we
But
are.
if you knew just how ridiculous our schedules are, you'll know why it's taken so long
And
to
even still, right now, it's kind of like we want to do this. We absolutely want to do this.
yeah.
However, it is a busy little period of
And this
time,
is
especially
like
for one Mr. Peter Gray.
And this is like the only the only period of the day that we were both like, we can fit this in.
We can fit this in. Yeah, we got to get this done
Oh,
in less than an hour. So,
yeah,
and we can, and we do it because we love it. But we've missed
we
it.
do.
We've
We
still
had
seen
like,
each
yeah,
other. Pete and I
yeah.
didn't break up. I know the rumors were circulating. We made TMZ. Papa and Papa got divorced, but no, that was not the
No.
case. Because we saw each other at screenings, interview screenings, junkets together.
Sometimes it's healthy just to, sometimes be like, you can go see other people. It's
We
fine.
can, hey, as someone who just saw the invite recently, that's ringing far too true.
I was like, I saw Nick with all of his other men at Jackass. I was like, you know what? You know what? You have it. You have that one. I give you that one.
You missed getting punching me or seeing me getting punched in the balls in
Yeah.
real life.
Ah, curses.
Dang. I just have to make another movie, I guess. But we are back, and we are back obviously with a big old episode today, and not because it's packed with content, because we're talking about what could be the biggest movie of
I
the year.
mean, yeah, looking at those pre-tracking numbers, it's definitely going to be a goodie. And phew, critics are loving it. Something
They're,
sick.
they're eating this one up. So before we get into Christopher Nolan's The Odysseys, a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you for listening on your preferred podcasting platform. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If you subscribe on all of those platforms, it means a lot, gets us into the algorithm. While you're out there subscribing, waterscreens.com, jump on the emailing list. You'll see all the competitions we're putting up. You'll be the first to see when reviews and big reviews go up. And you get a nice little summary of the week every weekend at World of Screens on Instagram. Follow us there. Your support is incredibly helpful. Thank you. The Odyssey.
Tell me what you remember.
A wife? A son?
And then what?
We won the war. Help me go home.
Written and directed by Christopher Nolan, The Odyssey is an adaptation of Homer's ancient Greek epic of the same name about Odysseus, the Greek king of Ithaca, and chronicles his long, perilous journey home after the Trojan War and the encounters he has with mythical beings as he attempts to reunite with his wife, Penelope. This is an ensemble cast. This is a big old cast.
It is a massive. Sorry, just when you said Penelope, my mind
Penelope.
yeah, immediately goes to Club Dread, and the story behind why they made it Penelope is amazing.
I haven't heard the story.
Haven't had the story? Do you want me to briefly tell you the story?
Yeah, go on, tell me the story.
So the Broken Lizard dudes were
Love them.
at a screening of Carlito's Way, and when Penelope Ann Miller's name came up on screen, someone in the audience was like, "What an interesting name, Penelope,"
Penelope.
and they just went, "We are taking that one,"
That's
and
too
they
good.
put it into the movie, and it is the stupidest joke. It's so simple,
But
but it works.
it's an
Um,
earworm. I say Penelope all the
yeah.
time.
So that is why I giggled at a movie. Look, The Odyssey is no laughing matter. We'll say that. Like there's no levity.
There's no levity in
There's
this
no
movie.
giggles. But it's just one of those things when you hear it, I just kind of go because I can
Penelope.
see the image of him holding her named
Her
her.
boob.
Like, and then
an
hearing
interesting move.
Homer, my mind immediately went to Homer. Who is Homer? My name is John Incognito. But
Oh
we are
god.
having fun talking about the Odyssey. We both had fun.
Yes.
Fun is the wrong word, but we both were very much enveloped by
By
the
by
Odyssey.
Nolan's
Yeah,
epic.
and I mean, it goes without saying. He is he is one of the greatest filmmakers of all
He's
time.
doing some
Like,
shit, Pete. Like
there
he
is,
is
yeah,
making some big old movies.
yeah. Like even his, I wouldn't even say even his worst movie, even his like sort of lower end movies
Yeah.
would be the best movies of someone else's direction career. Like if
I
they like
100%.
basically like if someone made Tenet,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, for a Nolan movie, it's ambitious and it's great, but it's not
His
like at
best,
the
yeah.
top. But like if someone else made that, you'd be like who is this guy sort of thing.
Literally.
So yeah.
Like I've often said how much I love Batman Begins. I think Batman Begins is
Mm.
like a fantastic superhero film. In my Nolan rankings, it's sitting at like number 8.
Yeah.
Because like compared to all his other movies, and I said to someone because I put my Nolan rankings up on Instagram last night,
Yeah.
and all the comments like, well, actually, I like this one better. I like this one better. I'm like, that's the thing. I was like,
That's
anything that's like from a 9 or 8 up is a
yeah.
4-star or more
Like
movie
there's
to me.
no like really there isn't a wrong
No,
ranking.
no,
Like you can sort of say like my personal top is this. You're like that's great, but you also then see someone else's point of like if someone was like, look,
literally.
Tenet is my is my number one Nolan. You'd be like, I get it.
Hmm.
Like I'm not gonna yuck your yum on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Because he's really like he is a filmmaker who just has like certified bangers and
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
like it's really just it really comes down to your reaction
Almost,
to
and
it,
almost like genre preference as well, because
Yeah.
he fucks around a lot with like obviously a lot of sci-fi, and then you think like Interstellar, Inception,
Mm.
and things like that. Obviously the superhero films, but then Oppenheimer
Yeah.
and the Odyssey, like and
Odyssey.
the Odyssey. I think about this as well. It's like he does just go from towering height to towering height.
Yeah.
And I was like, Oppenheimer is pretty epic, but it's not on the same scale of an Interstellar or a Tenet
Yeah.
or Inception. And then he brings out the Odyssey, which is arguably one of the most insane movies, like production wise and technical wise, of
Yeah.
the 21st
And
century.
Nick and I both like we both I feel like we both had the same thought like at the same time when we were watching it and we were just like there is really something to be said for
Yeah.
a filmmaker who makes things tangible, who makes
Yeah.
things as practical and as physical as possible because there are sequences like in the water that you just go that's legitimately the ocean.
In the ocean.
And
Yeah.
then coming off of like Moana, where that is just
Right.
none of it looks real. Like you're just
The
like
volume.
so just this is like it could be perhaps like the purest expression of his filmmaking philosophy in terms
Yeah.
of practical filmmaking like is unrivaled in any way, shape, or form. And that's not to say
Yeah.
that he doesn't have special effects and he
Oh,
doesn't sort of
no.
alter like
In fact, there is
but
a
it's like
CGI monster in
yeah,
the film
but
as
it's the
well. Yeah,
fact
yeah.
that when they're on land, when they're in the water, when they're in a cave, when they're in a car, whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, it is physical. They are actually
Yeah.
there. There isn't like a green screen swipe on
No.
this, and
Do you
that's what needs to be taken away.
do you think that also looks good because of the tangibility of the practical sets and a lot of the practical effects? Do you think it looks as good as it does too because of the IMAX film, which is like technically one of the most purest forms to
Yeah,
capture picture on, like, and it looks
it
incredible.
looks incredible. Like I do, yeah, that would like that's
Mm.
undoubtedly sort of what adds to
Yeah.
just the sweeping nature of
Just
this.
the
But like
scale.
I do think if he didn't film it with IMAX, it would still look
I
incredible.
I agree because it should be noted we haven't actually watched it in IMAX. We don't have an
No,
IMAX screen in Brisbane, and
we
we
saw it on like the
the biggest screen in Brisbane for
possible.
sure. And it
But
was played in a flat aspect ratio, so it is 1.85 to 1. If all the nerds
but
out there listening, like it is the
yeah,
tallest you can get that is not IMAX.
but having also like Nick and I have like been to the IMAX on the Gold
Yes.
Coast here, and we were like I remember when we walked in and we saw like 30 seconds of Sinners, and we were like, oh, we're like, damn, that's good, and that wasn't even made for IMAX.
Made for IMAX,
So
yeah.
um, I feel like this would be like incredible to see at
Experience.
IMAX,
Yeah.
and
The
then there's
sound
also
as well of it.
yeah, like like the more that I think about it, the more that I'm like, yeah, I probably could travel an hour and a half
Make the trip down.
to watch, but I was like, that's a whole day.
Our friend
So
Josh
like
Barry
the
just
now,
bought a ticket to the 70 millimeter in Melbourne. He's copped it and
yeah,
he's gonna fly down for
yeah.
it. A month in advance, by the way. He can't go till mid-August.
But I mean, also that's showing you that this film is gonna be in cinemas for a long time.
Long time.
Like
Yeah.
this, I don't see this being like fast tracked anytime
No.
soon.
I've already
And
looked ahead
honestly,
at session times for like something like Spider-Man, and
yeah,
it has none of the IMAX screens at Pac Fair at the Gold
yeah.
Coast
Oh yeah,
because
I
Odyssey
saw a
will
story
continue
where it was
playing.
like, yeah, Nolan Nolan took all of the IMAX screens, and you're like, you know what? Fair.
Fair.
Like,
This is just pure scale and spectacle blockbuster technical filmmaking at its finest.
this is like, and we're seeing, obviously we've had a few bumps in the road in terms of some films not performing the way that studios wanted them to, i.e., like
Yep.
Moana and
Yep.
Supergirl. But
Yep.
overall, like this is an incredibly strong year for the box office.
Oh
Like
yeah.
people are going to the movies, so thank you. And I just want to also say, and it's not just Gen Z that are doing it, okay?
No.
Like
No.
you don't get to have you know, like hold of the fact that you're keeping cinemas alive because a lot of you that are going are also the reason why some of us don't want to go because you can't get off your fucking phones. And
Backrooms crowds.
um, but just the fact that people are showing up, going
Mm,
to the movies, like getting like being realizing like, yeah, it's not sitting on your couch
the same.
isn't the
And
same.
if you need proof of that, the Odyssey is the movie to
Yeah.
see
Like this is
because
probably I would say this is probably the first the first movie of the year where it's like I
I've been locked into the cinema experience
yeah,
of it all.
like I mean
Yeah.
we see like everything
Yeah,
in
see a
the
shitload of
cinema.
movies, and it's a
And there
mixture
are
of in
so
the
many
cinemas,
movies
mixture of
that would be
screeners.
like and there's so many movies that I'd be like, you know what? Like Project Hail Mary be like, yeah, see that on the big screen.
Yep. Yeah, no,
But
that's a good
like
point.
but then if someone was like, I waited for it to stream, I'd be like, okay, like I don't like that you waited to stream, but I
No,
understand it. But the Odyssey to me is like, if someone was like, I'll wait till it streams, I'd be like, no,
it's not going to
don't.
have the same
It's
effect
gonna
because,
lose, regardless of how big
yeah,
your TV is and how great your sound system is. It's gonna lose
something.
some of its
Yeah.
impact because
Yeah.
this is a movie that it just like as soon as it starts, you just like, holy shit, like
Well, yeah, it
incredible.
kicks off like Travis Scott, obviously, shout out playing the bard or the bard. But then yeah, it's the Trojan horse in the sand.
Yeah.
And when you see that and you're like, because in the back of your mind, you know that's real. You know Nolan, his
Has
team have built that and they've set that up. So you sit there and you go, that's fucking huge.
that's
And this
real.
cinema screen I'm watching it on is huge. And because it's a
Yeah.
Nolan movie, it's loud. So the waves are
Oh,
crashing. And
there's
it's just like I'm getting absolutely, for lack of a better term, bukakied by cinema right now. And it's just truly immersive and astounding technical
the
filmmaking.
sound was insane. Like I was
There
like,
was
my
points where I was like, "Am I old?" And because it's
yeah,
starting to hurt.
yeah. What? What? Like this, like the seats were rumbling, and
Yep.
it's not even a it's not even a 40X
No,
like experience. But I was just like, oh, this is like pulsing
there was
through my body.
so many scenes like that, but the one, and I think we'll have the same one. The scene that to me where I was like, "Is this too loud?" is when they have to ride through Zeus's storm.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
mental. How
That
loud
was
that was.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was one where I was like, look, I like watching my movies loud. But I was even like I was like, oof, like
You've
that's a
taken it too far, Mr. Nolan.
yeah.
Um,
Um
But I feel like it's almost like the foregone conclusion, and we can wax lyrical about it, that like the technical aspects of this film are phenomenal.
Mm.
The battle scenes are amazing, like truly amazing, and there's many of them. The Cyclops scene, I was watching, going like, I don't know how he's done that. I genuinely could not figure out how this Cyclops was 10 times bigger than all of the Ithacan soldiers,
Yeah.
and it was still a real man in prosthetics playing the Cyclops.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it, what I was
And
seeing.
then not to give anything away, but like
Mm.
you will feel for the Cyclops.
Yes, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's the other thing. Like there's a brief shot of its face that genuinely I think I let
It's
out
like heartbreaking.
like a oh like
It's
buddy.
no, but
It's heartbreaking.
so that plays into the story of the film as well. And but before we get there, I sort of like the Siege of Troy is fucking incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the last 20 minutes, and I
Oh,
don't want to spoil anything, but the last 20, in fact, probably the last like 40 minutes of the movie,
yeah.
there's this like extended conversation scene, which I thought was truly phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then the last 20 minutes, which is pure action,
Just
I was
like, yeah.
I was levitating. I was like,
Without
it's cinema.
without giving anything away, I will just say like slaughter.
Yep.
Essentially.
Yep.
It is like it is like
Truly amazing.
it's been building
Oh, to this. Yeah.
to this interaction, to
Yep.
this sort of standoff between
Two characters.
certain
Yeah.
people. It was like I know like peripheral. I knew that Nick and I were both kind of like we did like the like you did like
Yeah, we do our nod.
like a head nod, and you do like a bit of like the stanky face. You're like,
I was like,
yeah,
"Ooh,
fuck
yeah." I was like, we're fucking here.
Like cinema, baby.
It's just it's phenomenal, and there's so much tension. But and I think Nolan doesn't get enough credit for this, and I do, in fact, I think people criticize him for it because they like, ooh, it's narrative emotional manipulation. There is actually so much heart at the core of a lot of his films. Now, if you want to go like, oh, the answer was love and Interstellar, I don't like that. Sure, whatever. Be more open to movies. That's all I say. But there is so much behind the violence of this film and everything that Odysseus has to go through. That is obviously in the text of the poem, but there is so much more happening emotionally in this film that I think is revealed in the third act and then recontextualizes so much of what you see throughout the film.
That's it. Like,
because there was moments during the first 2 hours where I was like, this is awesome, but I'm like, the story, I'm like, I'm wondering where it's going to go. And then something hits and you're like, holy fuck. Like, this is like a PTSD story. This is a man reckoning with his faith. This is a leader who is driven by pride and ego, who's humbled by his men, his gods, his wife. Like, it's truly like, and Matt Damon does a lot with that. He's
also,
not just a buff action boy in this. Like, there is some pain going on here.
This is such a full-bodied, physical performance that asks as much of him physically as it does emotionally. Like, and he's not untouchable. Like, he's like, he's burdened by the consequences of his decisions. Like, he's haunted by war, and he's torn down. But like, he just because as much as this film, everyone was sort of like, it's Tom Holland's film, and like Tom Holland is very much the emotional heartbeat of the film. This is like Damon.
This is Damon's film to me. I think this is Damon's film. I would argue this is Damon's film, and then Anne Hathaway's film second to this. Tom Holland is fine. I know he's probably copying the most flack in reviews. I think he's fine.
I think it's his best performance,
and I think that's saying a lot too.
Yeah.
But he's also up against heavyweights.
That's the other thing. You just go like Tom Holland's not a bad actor.
No, I don't think so at all.
And he's it's comfortably his finest work so far. But when you're up against Damon, Hathaway, Robert Pattinson,
who's so good. God, he's a little sniveling little snake in this movie, and he does it so well.
He does it so well.
So good at it.
But even John Bernthal
Yeah.
John Leguizamo is
I
incredible
think
in
I
this.
think underrated in the film
He's
too. I
like
think
your
he's so good.
and then you have and then you obviously on the flip side of that, because Nolan's films in general do get a lot of flack for female representation. And look, it's you shouldn't go into this expecting to see a lot of Lupita or Zendaya or
No,
Charlize. It's like they're not in
no.
it, but
They are
they are
extended cameos, yeah.
they are like it's like one of those things where it's easy to criticize to say like, okay, Zendaya has like 3 minutes of screen time, but I was like, but each of their characters, they are incredibly important people
They
in
are
this story.
almost, if you take them out, you don't have Odysseus' journey. They
That's
are
it.
so integral to not just him getting home after the Trojan War, but also things that happen in the war and
Yeah.
the reason he's been away from home for so long. Like it is true, they are truly integral to
Yeah.
the core of
And
the story.
there's a really beautiful moment with Damon and Zendaya. Like
Oh,
it
it's yeah,
and there's an editing shot that I was like, that's
that's good stuff.
incredible.
Yeah.
But as much as people can be disappointed in that these actresses aren't in it as much, you have Anne Hathaway,
Oh,
who is phenomenal, which is
yeah.
quite funny because everyone was saying like when the trailer came out how it was like, oh, like she can't move her face anymore, and then yet it's this
No. It's no, she's fucking great in the
she's
movie.
fucking
Yeah.
and Samantha Morton,
Yes.
who gets one scene but is arguably where the film it does a
Takes a
bit of a shift,
massive turn. It takes a
and it
massive turn.
becomes very horrific.
Very dark.
And I read that I don't know who it was who said it, but they were like they did a lot of that scene practically.
It looked terrifying. It's
So
if you haven't read the Odyssey, like because I read it a couple of weeks ago, I didn't know if Nolan was going to put that in the film, and
yeah,
then I was like, I didn't know how he was going to do it without it looking like some sort of like fun little Disney film.
oh,
Holy shit, it's
it's shocking,
terrifying.
and it's like the film is rated M here. I was almost
It's
like
a
this
strong
is
M.
strong M,
Strong
yeah,
M. Well, it's
because
R
we
in the
need
US, I believe. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
which makes
Complete
perfect
sense. Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Because this is like, yeah, and like, and I, this is one of those things where you go, if you're like, oh, my 11-year-old is, I'd be like, oh, like, it's one of those
It's
ones
pretty
where
heavy.
it's a very, yeah, like thematically it's heavy, but there are some images in this film that I'm like, it's like that scene alone, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is,
And that's what everyone's been going on about, seeing what a Nolan horror film would look like. And you get
and
like a
now,
10-minute taste,
and
really.
like, we're all on board. We're like, let him cook,
Even the
give him.
Cyclops scene is quite
That's a
horror based as well, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And like, but just and like
Yep.
the end
Yep.
sequence has a lot of there's a lot of darkness and a lot of brutality
Yep.
to it. It's one of those things like the more that I'm reflecting on it all, I'm like, yeah, this is like just an
So
incredible.
that happened to me when I was writing my review. When I left, I was like, oh, this is like a 4-star movie. And as I was writing, I was like remembering stuff and I was like,
Yeah,
nah, fuck, this is like a 4. I don't think it's perfect. And I think that's probably a good way to talk about the flaws.
yeah,
I'm just not a fan of the American accents. And I know
yeah.
he's talked about why. And it's not that it was a game ruiner for me,
Mm,
but I feel like, especially because the dialogue, not all of it is completely updated to be more contemporary.
yeah,
Maybe it's just that part of my brain, my lizard brain, that's just so used to hearing British accents do that kind of dialogue.
yeah. Do
And
you
then the
think it?
contemporary dialogue that comes through is not good.
Do you think it would have been like it would have helped in any way if he did kind of what Macquarie did in Valkyrie,
Yes, like that
where
and
it starts with
Chernobyl.
the German act, like the dialect, and then it kind of just transitions
I I
when it's
think
kind of like this is what everyone else is hearing,
you
sort of
remember
thing.
the TV show Chernobyl,
Yes,
and everyone just got to use their native accents.
yeah,
Just do that.
do that.
Because the thing that stuck out to me most was Tom Holland's American accent
Doing American
and
accent
Robert Pattinson's American
when
accent.
it's like you guys are British, so
Whereas, like, it's like I feel like their normal voices suit their characters. I would have
yeah,
loved to have heard Robert Pattinson just do his normal voice as his character. It
yeah,
works. Tom Holland has to play like a young man in this. He's still
yeah,
a young man in real life. Like,
yeah.
let him just do his thing. And
And we
then,
and it's like and we I think it almost comes down to like because we know Anne Hathaway can do
Yes.
a British accent. It's like, did it really come down to the fact that maybe Matt Damon can't do a
Can't
British
do a British accent.
accent?
But even still, Matt Damon, like there's times where I'm like, well, you're just Matt Damon from Boston, right? But there are
Mm,
times where but when he's really dramatically doing something, I'm like, oh, I get what you're going for. This
mm,
makes sense. So, and it, like I said, it didn't ruin the movie for me, but it's just,
mm.
there was noticeable. The other
Yeah.
flaw that was really noticeable to me, and it happens probably only more so in the first third of the movie, is when Nolan's just trying to set a lot of things up. There are certain scenes that feel like they are choppily cut, edited, and paced.
Right.
And I felt like I was watching certain things in like 1.5 speed, and not literally, but like it just, there was no
I
room to breathe on
Yeah,
certain things
I
that
will
needed
admit the
breath.
first 30 or 40 minutes, I was like, wow, this got through a lot.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a
like
fast-paced movie. It's a
it,
quick 3 hours,
yeah.
I'll admit that.
But
But
yeah,
maybe
I was the
too quick in
same. I
some
was
parts.
like, oh, it's kind of, it's almost kind of giving like a previously on the Odyssey sort of thing. Like it's just sort
Yes.
of giving, and it's like, yeah, it's a minor
Mhm.
flaw.
And I know
Because
as well with filming on IMAX cameras, I know they only get 3 minutes of recording each time. So I'm
yeah,
wondering whether obviously
that
maybe
was.
he's just working with what he had.
Yeah, which I found hilarious when Tom Holland thought he thought Christopher Nolan thought he was a bad actor because he kept
I
cutting
have
after
seen that
3 minutes,
interview.
and it was like, no, 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 that's we can only
We
film
only
for
have that
3 minutes,
much.
and it was like, oh,
Um, and I think as well, not knowing how Nolan was going to emotionally land the plane was probably, I was thinking about that stuff a little bit more.
yeah,
And that's actually one of the aspects of the review when I was writing it where it kind of went up a little bit further.
yeah,
But those things absolutely pale in comparison to everything else I loved about this movie.
yeah. I mean, I was to say I gave it five five
Yeah.
stars,
Yeah. I
um,
understand everyone's five
and
stars reviews.
but I was also like, I did sort of say in the thing that like yeah, like the the if this was perfect, then maybe the female side of things would be different.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the pacing that first sort of 30 or 40 could be, but I was like, but ultimately, like they make sense in the grand scheme of like this is really one
Yes.
of those movies where once it gets to the end, it
Yeah.
kind of is like you just go, oh, like
Yeah.
that's yeah,
the
because
the
I was the
the
same, like
journey
watching
is
it,
bumpy, but the destination is like he lands that plane
yeah.
perfectly.
And that's when you kind of just go, oh, this is everything does have a
And he's done that
reason
a
in
few
place.
times. Nolan
Yeah,
does, so we should fucking expect it at this point, but
yeah,
he does it quite well here. And that's why the as cool as the last 20 minutes is, like from a cinematic point of view,
mm.
the reason it actually works is because you understand all the pain that is behind what's happening.
Especially when like it was the same. Like there's something happens, something is presented, and you
Yep.
kind of just go, I know exactly where this is going now. But you're
Yep.
also like, but I love
Yep.
that this is going to be
Yeah.
the payoff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's just a certain action that someone does
There's
that
a
is like,
yes.
you go,
And
there it
it's
is, there it is,
telegraphed so well in the
so
beginning of the
well,
movie. Yeah.
yeah. And
Great payoff.
and then there's a really beautiful little reaction from Anne Hathaway regarding, I guess, her conviction in who
Yeah.
person is.
This
So there's
person is,
like
yeah.
nine, like it's almost like 99% sure I know who you are. There's like 1% that you're like, oh, you
Yeah.
actually maybe you're gonna let me down. No,
And then, no.
like it's it is
It's great.
like it's incredible. Like yeah,
It's truly phenomenal.
People don't make movies like this much anymore.
And not
So
many people get the chance to. Like, and I
that's
think that's
it.
the
Like
other
yeah,
thing.
like Nolan's like he's
Proven
proven
himself.
himself.
And it's not that
So
other directors haven't proven themselves, but it is like Nolan just seems like he's got a bit of bulldog in him that he is like, I need $250 million to make this. And
yeah,
they go, well, you're going to get the money back. He's like, Oppenheimer almost made $1 billion.
yeah,
It's a movie with 3 hours of talking and a big explosion.
yeah,
Like, if
yeah.
anyone's going to do it, it's Nolan,
And
right?
like even the movie that I made that came out during COVID still made you
Still
like
made a shitload of
still
money.
made you like $300 million or something. You're like,
Yeah.
so let's not
The man
like
does cinema.
like literally at this point, I think it's just could walk into a studio and go blank check.
Por favor.
Yeah.
And I would watch it. I would watch it.
And then you just go where? And then you go, where does where do you go from here?
I don't know. I
Like,
like. Here's the thing: play it smart and make something small.
yeah,
Make
I
something
would,
intimate. Make
I
something.
would
Make
also,
Memento. Make Following. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
do
an
something a little
insomnia
bit
or something.
smaller.
Yeah, a small part of me is like, I would love it if he just was like, we get like the brand new comedy from Christopher Nolan.
Romantic comedy from
Like
Christopher
he's doing
Nolan.
like doing like a Judd Apatow
The
movie.
first rom-com shot on IMAX 70 millimeter. I'd watch
um,
it. I'd
yeah,
watch it.
like we'd all turn out for it. But yeah, no, it'll be really interesting to see what what his post Odyssey
Oh yeah.
um is going to be.
Before we wrap on the Odyssey as well, Ludwig Göransson's score, fucking amazing as
Oh
always. So
yeah,
good. I
and
listened to an interview today where he was using like so many old school instruments that aren't like available anywhere anymore. But there is something specific with an action that Odysseus does. There's a certain noise he makes with his bow
mm,
that works into the score. And I was just like, Ludwig just gets it, man. He's
and
making some
also
scores.
Hoyter van Hoytema's cinematography. This movie is
Yeah,
like it's staggeringly beautiful to
it's
look at. Like
it's
it
it
is.
it is a true cinematic
Yeah.
epic. Like
And then you put the score, you put the cinematography, you mix them together, and then that just adds to this kind of
it's
like
full immersion.
this immersive feeling. And then it helps in speaking, like
Yeah.
he takes sort of Homer's text and then it helps it sort of translate it to this very like for modern audiences. Because like
Yes.
there could be a lot of people who are like, I don't want to sit through 3 hours of Greek tragedy, and you'd be like, don't worry, you're not
It's
really.
not. It's the
You're
most
not.
contemporary take on the Odyssey I've ever seen.
It's a
That
it's
is
a
like a direct translation of the Odyssey, not like one of the ones where it's like, "Oh brother, where art thou?" Where it's based
yeah
on the Odyssey. It's like this is like
yeah.
this is
This
the
is
Odyssey,
Odyssey
but it's the
just
most
done.
21st century version you
Yeah
will see of it,
yeah
and it's truly phenomenal.
yeah.
I'm excited to see Pete where it lands at the box office next week.
I
But
mean, I saw something today where it said that the pre-tracking. I was like, oh, that's going to
it was
be a
like
biggie.
45 million in the US, and it's like
I
that's
think it said like a between 180 and 250 or something
holy
for
moly.
overall opening
Well,
weekend. And I was
good
like,
luck getting an
ooh,
IMAX ticket anywhere at
that's
the
it.
moment. So
And thank you to everyone who bought IMAX tickets
yeah,
and selling this thing out because it makes us happy that people go to the movies when
go to the movies for an
so
event
many
too.
conversations I have with general people tend to be like, wow,
Yeah,
I haven't gone to the movies since, and I was like, shut up and
go,
go.
go for the Odyssey.
I don't want to hear that nothing is playing because I can tell you, apart from the Odyssey, there are fantastic movies in the cinemas right now. Nick and I praised one just before we got on,
Yes, the
which
invite.
is probably like another 5-star
Yeah, loved it,
movie.
loved it, loved it, loved it. Go see
So
that.
yeah, they'll if you every single week
Hmm.
there will be something playing at the cinema for you to see. Like
Amen.
hands down. So
Well,
get
let's
out
talk
there.
about some of those movies then, Pete. As we look at
Let's
the box office from last weekend,
segue.
woohoo, he hasn't lost a single beat. Thank you to Numero Box Office. This was last weekend at the Australian box office top five. Number five, The Little Movie That Could, currently over $25 million at the Australian box office. Obsession got
What
$700,000.
I could like this is one of those things no one
No one's picking
had
this.
this as this
No one's picking
movie.
this.
Like and awesome. Like it's an incredible movie.
The movie
Like
justifies the response. It's a
but
fantastic movie.
who would have thought
Yep.
that this movie is the one that
It's just
so
constantly selling
good,
out. And if
so
you haven't
good.
seen it, it's still in cinemas. Go
Yeah.
go see it.
And again, even though it's on digital, nah. Go
Go
see
see
it
it
in
at the cinemas.
Incredible movie.
Number four, Evil Dead Burn, $745,000, week opening.
Weak opening, but also
But
an
I get it.
An R-rated, incredibly brutal.
Nasty.
Like this is nah. Like this is
This is a
nah.
nasty little movie. It's also like it's the sixth film in a franchise.
Yeah.
You're not People will come see this as their first Evil Dead film, but you're kind of catering to the fans at this point.
Yeah.
It also just had like a weird drop release. Like there wasn't a lot of hype behind it.
And it did sort of come out it's coming out
Yeah.
amongst a lot of
Well, but just
big
before the Odyssey,
like toy like
After some of the other
yeah,
films we'll
after
talk
Toy
about.
Story 5
Yeah.
and
Supergirl even, and yeah.
Supergirl, yeah,
School
like
Holidays.
it's just coming at. But if you love horror and you want a horror movie that isn't going to sugarcoat anything, like this is
Yeah.
a movie where you go, if you're an old person, if you're a young person, if you're an animal, if you're a man, if you're a woman, doesn't matter. We're gonna kill you.
Yeah,
Like
this movie
this
takes no
movie
prisoners.
doesn't discriminate, which I think is amazing. We need more movies that just go, I know this is going to piss off an audience. I
Yeah.
don't care. Because
Nasty.
there are so many scenes that are like,
Even
wow,
for us
you actually did it.
seasoned horror veterans.
Yeah. And like, yeah, we love horror and we can sit through a lot, but I was like, I was wincing a lot.
There was some
There are some
cringeworthy
really
moments,
nasty
yeah.
stuff. But like
In the good way.
fucking R-rated horror, let's go.
Amen to that.
Incredible.
You know what I'd love to see an R-rated version of? Our number 3 movie, Minions and Monsters. $3.7 million coming off School Holidays. I mean, I could call this the best Minions film. Still not a great movie, but it seems to have connected with a few people. I know it hasn't lit the world on fire, but
I think it's just the fact that it's a love letter to old
Yes.
Hollywood, which is
Yeah.
really, really special.
Yeah.
It does,
it
and
is.
it does have
It is for the first half, and then the second half, it's
yeah.
not. Yeah,
But it had there is some humor in this that, like, there's a decapitation.
there's a full-fledged decapitation that just happens in
like,
front of
and, like,
everyone's
Nick
eyes.
and Nick and I both kind of were like, what? Like, what?
I was like, are they allowed to do that to the person they did it to as well? I was like,
yeah,
are we allowed to
it was. You know what? I had more fun with it than I was.
I
expecting.
agree.
I was
agree.
like, we don't need another Minions movie, and then I saw this and was like, damn,
this one could be the one.
actually really fun.
And well, lucky for you, Pete, there's another one in development already. So.
I mean, of course there is. One of my favorite things was because I spoke to Jeff Bridges and Bobby Moynihan for it, and I sort of said like, I went into this going, yep, it's a Minions movie. It'll do what it needs to do, and I was like, oh, did that come across like?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bobby Moynihan just like pissed himself laughing, and I was like, "Cool, yeah, I've saved it." And I was like, "That wasn't a dig at it." I was like, I went into this thinking it was going to be.
I think that's fair to say because Pete, I don't know if you know this, you're not necessarily the target audience for a Minions movie.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. So the fact that I came out of this being like, I actually like, I liked this. Like, it was really, it was sweet. And what? So it made 3.7.
In its third weekend, yeah.
And like the difference is like $3 million.
$3 million, yeah.
That is wild.
And then the difference between that and number 2 is 1.4 million. So Toy Story 5 made 5.1 million.
That's huge.
Had some legs.
It's what, third?
Yeah,
weekend?
that's its third weekend.
Third weekend?
Yeah,
Wow.
second maybe actually, but still incredible.
And that's like in Toy Story 5 is a great movie.
It's great. It's not even the best Toy Story movie. It's still great. Like, it's still very good. And then number 1, 5.9 million, Moana.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
No.
Obviously it'll be interesting to see how much it drops
off. Yeah.
And that movie is kind of like, it's dead on arrival, unfortunately, because as much as it can claim to be the number 1 movie in the world, I was like, its budget is
astronomical, right? Yeah.
I do not. And that's the thing. Moana and the Odyssey cost the same amount of money.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, I'm pretty sure Moana's budget, it was like $250 million or something.
Oh, that's insane.
I could be wrong, but I feel like I've seen that number somewhere because they said it needed to make like $600 million for it to.
That's some
break even.
Some James Cameron maths going on there.
And you watch Moana and you just go, how is this like, I could be wrong.
I'm quickly doing some
wiki.
Live producing, yeah. $250 million reported budget.
That is what, when you see that movie.
Currently $110 million worldwide.
That I do not understand. Like, you go, because it's so much of it is green screen and like I was like, and I'm like, The Rock, you can't be giving The Rock, like, even if he's getting $40 million,
say 40 million, right?
Where is 210? Like, and then when you see what that's up against with the Odyssey, and the Odyssey has that cast, and it looks like that
much, and filmed in 6 countries, and
like, So it just baffles me. Yeah, Moana,
Wow.
Moana didn't like that movie did not need to be made at all.
I still
Like
haven't seen it, and I probably won't at
and
this
like
point.
and like I don't want to like Catherine Legaya she's great.
I have
Like
heard she's incredible in it, yeah. And
she's
I've
great.
loved her press tour. Like she seems
Yeah.
really relatable, really down to
And
earth, like just a
like
cool,
and I
cool
really
kid.
hope that, this doesn't sort of taint where she could go in any sort
She'll
of
be all
way.
right.
But like
Aussies always land on their feet.
yeah, but this is just it's like 10 years between this and the animated one is too
Well,
soon.
also a
It's only
year,
like what, 2 or 3 years after the
not
sequel.
even. It wasn't it
Was
not
it
late
two?
last 2024?
Was it two? Yeah.
Was it?
Um,
Maybe. So 18
it just
months, right?
yeah,
Like,
it didn't need to be made because
no,
it doesn't add anything. That's the
no,
thing.
no.
Like I could see if you made
What's the
like
difference between that and Lilo and Stitch, right? Lilo and Stitch is like 25 years.
yeah, and
Makes a
like
bit more sense.
I feel like even if it was maybe too predict, but I was like, even if you made like a backstory on Maui,
Sure.
like even if you made like a Maui story,
Something a
you'd
little
at least
different.
kind of be like, okay, I know how he became a
Yeah.
demigod. I like you could turn
Mhm.
that into like a whole like thing of like looking at like the Polynesian culture and things like that. Like because
Yeah.
there are scenes in this film when it's on the island and it's showing the Polynesian that I was like, that's the movie. Like I don't need to
Yeah.
see this voyage musical in fake water. Like I don't need to see that.
Well,
Um
you saw it 10 years ago.
yeah, like
That's the thing,
literally
right?
watch
So
like but like again, it's one of those things where we go, audiences love it. Yeah, cool. Audiences love it. But like
audiences love it because they got to take
it's
their
because
kids and their
that's
kids were
it.
babysat for 2 hours by a
And
movie. Like,
and
sorry.
it's just like watching Moana again with like a little bit of extra. But like
Yeah.
it baffles me that it costs
Not
that
that
much
much
money.
more worth it. Well, we'll
Um
see. We'll see
but
how it
like yeah,
goes up
we'll
against the
see where it
Odyssey.
goes from here. But yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
top five at the Australian box office, thanks to Numero Box Office returning next week, with obviously the Odyssey in there somewhere, as we will see, and potentially Andy Serkis's Animal Farm. We'll wait and see. Um, before we wrap up the show today, we're going to pick our top three Christopher Nolan films. Some people would say, wow, that's like picking your favorite children. No, I'd actually find that far easier than picking my top three Nolan films, to be honest. I'll go first, Pete, rattling
Yeah.
them off. I have to give an honorable mention to Memento. I think that's his most criminally underrated film.
Yeah.
I love Memento. I've seen that multiple times. When they announced that they were going to do a remake like 10 years ago, I thought that was sacrilegious. And I was like, stay away from my boy. But that's just an honorable mention. Number three, I've gone Interstellar. And this is a movie that has grown on me more and more. I really liked it when I saw it for the first time, and I saw it opening day in cinemas. And then I've watched it a couple of times for podcasts or just, Nolan rewatches. I watched it 3 times last year in various stages. I watched it.
Mm.
Rhiannon had never seen it, watched it with her, watched it just randomly one day, and then watched it with her family. And her dad has a really good sound system. And I was just like, this movie fucking rocks. Like, it is so good. I don't care. Like I said earlier, I don't care if people go, loves the answer, Murph. Like, that gets me. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's lovely. So Interstellar, number three. Number two, Oppenheimer. He made the 3 hour talkie movie.
Yeah, he
Really
really did.
fucking intriguing. I just
Yeah.
think it's a great, and I think because it's a different Nolan film, while it
Yeah.
still feels like something he would make, this is him. He's in his 50s now. He's making a little bit more like, emotionally resonant sort of or
Mm.
character study sort of movies. And I really, really enjoyed it. And my favorite Christopher Nolan film is The Dark Knight. Saw
Yeah.
it 5 times in cinemas.
Yeah.
The rewatch value of that movie is incredibly high. And I find new things that I love about it every single time. Arguably the greatest superhero movie performance of all time with Heath Ledger and the Joker.
Mm.
And that movie is just massive, perfect set piece to set piece to set piece. And
Yeah.
it just also one of the coolest jump scares when the dead body hits the window at the DA's office.
Yeah.
I remember every time I saw that in cinemas, even though I knew it was coming, I would brace.
Yeah.
Little 13-year-old Nick was like, ah. Or it was like probably a little more high pitched because my nuts hadn't popped yet. So yeah. But yeah, Interstellar, Oppenheimer, and The Dark Knight, my top three
I hate how
Nolan
every time
films.
you mention how old you were, I'm like, fuck.
I was
like,
but a young boy. I was a little Telemachus.
um, So I'm first gonna say a honorable mention to Insomnia.
Okay.
I do think it's an underrated movie.
Okay.
I think it's a really solid thriller. I'm not saying it's like number four on the
No.
list.
Honorable
I just
mention though.
think it's I feel like it's forgotten in the realms of the
The Nolan
Nolanography.
annals, yeah.
And it's a great Robin Williams performance.
Mm,
And
that is true.
shout out, they've just done this whole release of like 90s movies on Blu-ray, and
Oh,
Insomnia's out, Liar Liar's out,
I
Go
didn't see
is
Insomnia,
out.
but I saw it go in.
Um, so I'm like, I'm gonna pick that up because
I'm
that
picking up
movie
Insomnia.
is really
Oh, yeah.
hard to find like on
Anywhere.
anything.
Yeah.
So my number three is Interstellar as
Yep.
well. I loved this from like when I first saw it.
Day dot, yeah.
Um, and yeah, I never had any issues with it being
Love being the answer.
love being the answer because like why can't love be the answer?
Amen. Amen to that.
And it's like it's a Maddie McConaughey is
He's a power. He's a force in
so
that
great in
movie.
that movie.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting the little Damon cameo that just took everybody by surprise.
Dr. Man.
Yeah, it is like it's one of those movies that I sacrilegiously don't own. I want to get it on.
Interesting.
I want to get it on in all its 4K glory.
Yeah.
But no, it is, and also when you told me about we're gonna do the top
The
three.
three, yeah.
It was kind of like one of the immediate ones, and I'm like,
Sure.
that also says something. The fact that
I agree.
it has stayed with me as long as it has.
Yeah.
My number two is Inception.
Okay. Yep.
I
It's a great
I
movie.
fucking love that movie.
Great.
It's also the very first published review I ever did with King Hughes.
Do know this. Yeah.
Even though that was when they were like, yeah, your review needs to be like 200 words. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I was like, good luck. That's the synopsis of Inception is 200 words.
Somehow I made that work.
Wow.
It's
Well done.
Yeah, that movie is just like a feat in
Yeah.
every way. Like it's one of those things where you just go, this almost shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah.
I think it's so well balanced in its intrigue, its emotion. It's like got a lot of. I feel like it's one of his. I'm not gonna say funnier, but like I feel like he really lets like Tom Hardy sort of
Yeah.
be
Well,
very
it's very much like his campy Bond movie.
yeah.
It's like it's his Roger Moore. It's his sort of like
Yeah.
that sort of Bond vibe. Yeah.
So yeah, I just like that's one of those ones that like every time I watch it, I'm just like, this is
Yeah.
like
Fantastic.
like how do you make this?
Yeah.
And my number one, like, yeah, it's you can't The Dark Knight. Like
Can't beat The
you
Dark
can't
Knight,
beat- Like
baby.
it really like Batman Begins
Hmm.
very much sort of, like changed the trajectory of what superhero movies
Mhm.
could be.
Yep.
And it's a great movie, but like you look at Batman Begins and then what he
Then-
did with The Dark Knight. Like The Dark Knight is
It's on another level.
it really is like
Yeah.
and it's like yes, it's a superhero movie, but it's like it does so much more than that.
Totally.
And you go and you can argue about like, oh, like if Heath Ledger didn't pass away, would he have won? Yes, he would have. Like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
who cares if it's for the Joker? That performance is
Phenomenal.
it's unnerving.
Yeah.
It's like it's so free.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's like it's like really sad when you watch The Dark Knight because you just
Yeah,
sort
of
go,
course.
oh my
You just
God,
know
like,
what-
we were genuinely robbed of like
Yeah.
who this
Totally.
it always sort of makes me think like because you know how Nolan obviously has relationships with certain actors and
Yes.
he used like Matt Damon, Christian Bale, Anne Hathaway, like he
Yep.
sort of and it sort of made me think like, oh, like
where would Heath Ledger fit
would
into
Nolan
that?
and Ledger, would they have like continued on together?
Yes, yeah,
It is just like it
phenomenal.
is an epic, phenomenal movie, and it's like, and then if we didn't get like if we didn't get The Dark Knight Rises, it still is kind of like a perfectly encapsulated
Yes,
movie.
movie
I know The
on
Dark
its
Knight
own.
Rises gets a lot of shit. I like The Dark Knight Rises. Like I've got,
I don't think it lands the plane of the trilogy that
yeah,
well.
yeah.
But that's again, I don't think I hate a Nolan movie.
That's it. You're like,
There's not one to
yeah,
dislike.
like yeah, again, like a middle range Nolan movie is still
It's
better
still,
than what it's going to be.
yeah,
But no, like The Dark Knight is just, and like I'll always remember like seeing that movie.
yeah.
Like it was before, because it was what, 2008, so it was before
Mhm.
before my reviewing time. But I remember seeing that in the cinemas, and it was just like, it was like deathly silent. It was just like that
Yeah,
movie. Everyone was like locked in.
pin drop sort of stuff. Yeah,
And the reaction to the pencil disappearing, that
yeah.
everyone in the cinema just kind of like went, oh, like holy
You
shit.
don't see
Like,
that in superhero movies, right?
yeah, like it was, yeah. Though it's kind of the way that like Matt Reeves is kind of like going, I want to have a Batman movie as realistic as possible.
yeah,
Nolan did that first.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
Honestly, Batman Begins and Dark Knight ran so the Batman could kind of jog behind it. And
yeah,
as much as I love the Batman, I fucking love the Batman.
yeah,
I'm like, they kind of still don't hold a candle to what Nolan did with,
yeah.
with Begins and Dark Knight, in my
And
opinion.
and
My opinion's correct.
I'm super excited for Batman 2
When we see it in the next
when we
fucking
see it.
7 to 10 business years, but sure.
Especially with the news of what Scarlett Johansson might possibly be. I'm
Yes,
like, ooh,
yes.
I like where that's going.
I like where it's all going.
So yeah. But again, like it's really difficult to, when you look at all the Nolan movies and you're like,
And
oh,
everyone's lists are so different.
yeah,
Like we said, like during the review part, like it just, you're not wrong for liking the Nolan movie you like. I feel like it's the same with Tarantino. I feel like it's the same with
yeah,
Fincher. When you get
yeah,
like auteur directors, it's, you're not wrong for liking any one of their films or having any one of their films as your favorite. So
yeah. I like, because I was like,
in Nolan we trust.
I think for me, with Oppenheimer, it's one of those movies that I appreciate more than I like.
Sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you saying that
Yeah,
when
like
we
I sort of was
first
like,
saw it.
oh, like I sort of walked out of that going, I don't know how like it was
Yeah.
so dense.
It's dense.
But
It's
it's
a
one of
big
those
old
things where,
movie.
like, looking back on it, I'm like, oh, that's a feat of filmmaking. Like to make, as you said, to make a movie that's essentially 3 hours of conversation,
Yeah.
and then to be like, we're gonna give it like $900 million, like sure.
It's pretty
But yeah,
incredible
but
stuff.
it is one of those ones that I sort of go, I'm not going to revisit it
Yeah.
as much, but it doesn't take away from the fact that it's an incredible movie.
No.
But it's just not one that I would like.
You're not saying, yeah. I know, and I
Yeah.
get it. And that's
Yeah.
just the power of Nolan.
Yeah.
The power of Nolan. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode, a welcome back episode to the World of Screens podcast.
Welcome back.
Plenty more to come, including next week's show, where we're going to review the Australian dark comedy horror film Penny Lane is Dead, because that is one of 2 cinema releases happening next week because no one wants to fuck with the Odyssey. And because of that, we're also going to go over our 5 most anticipated films for the rest of 2026. Let's have a look at the future, what the next few months hold ahead. But until
All
then,
news to me, it's great.
this is Pete finding out his
I'm like,
homework
great.
for the
Now I have
next
to go
week.
see Penny Lane is Dead. No, I was going to go see it anyway, so it's fine.
Before next week's show, though, if you want to find out what Mr. Peter Gray is up to and the boy has a bit going on, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. Sorry, X. At ratedpdg. All of my reviews and interviews on the aureview.com. Few things on cinefied.com.
Yes.
But mainly the AU review, where it's never gonna stop. There are
7 articles a day keeps the doctor away.
There are a lot of things coming up. And even more so now that I am a Golden Globes voter, which is wild
Congratulations
to say, but that has opened up a plethora of opportunities. So more and more things coming. And then in September, we'll be off to Toronto once
Tiffin.
again. Tiffin with so some of the titles are coming out and we're like looking like it's going to be a good year.
Good stuff coming in the fall
I
festivals.
still have hope for a few things that I really hope play at TIFF. I really want Digger and
might be one of the movies we talk
and
about next week.
The Social Reckoning would be very nice. But yeah, there'll be a lot of things. So if you are following me already, get ready for more things. And speaking of more things,
Whoa.
Nicholas, where can they follow you?
At
Wherever he may
Nick's,
go.
wherever I may be. At Nick's FlixFix on Instagram, X, and Letterboxd. Worldofscreens.com for all the reviews. Odyssey review out now, and I just put a review up today of The Room Returns, the completely green screen shot reimagining of Tommy Wiseau's The Room, starring Bob Odenkirk. It is, you have to see it to believe it.
Wow.
And any interviews at novastream.com.au. Subscribe to the show, subscribe on YouTube, follow us at World of Screens. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week on the World of Screens podcast.